Hey friends, it's Rachel. In this video, I have a awesome lineup of crafts to be made from Target. There are, I think, a couple of them that are from the dollar spot, but the rest are blanks that I found throughout the store. So let's just get into it and have some fun. And if I'm being fully honest with you all, full disclosure, this video is getting made, at least this craft right now is getting made on a weekday, and what does that mean to you? Nothing. But for me, I don't ever record during the week because I work 10 hours a day and then I got to deal with a little toddler and then it's bedtime and I got to restart the day. But anyways, I have my first division meeting since our new boss took over, which was a couple years ago. And I found this, and I was going to craft with this really pretty notebook slash clip here. So let me actually just show you once I get this done weeded here in a second. So it has this little clip here, and then I like that it has a folder, then it has a notepad. I am so excited. So anyways, I wanted to get this done right away. I mean, you can tell my nails are not even done. They're not touched up. So this is just getting done today. Just this project. And I promise in the next craft that you'll see here in a moment, I will look a little bit more polished than I am right now. But I was going to wait till the weekend. And at the last minute, I decided to go ahead and just get this done because this is the whole purpose. I wanted to have a nice little a nice little folder to take with me for my meetings. Okay, so I'm using gold foil, and I just did my monogram here, and I used a certain text in design space, so that way it's free to you guys. Unless you don't pay for access, then I don't know if it's free. Okay, let's go ahead and get this centered, and then I think I'm going to scooch this down a little bit and see how that looks. I think that's going to be super, yeah, that's super crooked. I can even tell it is. So I'm just set my heat press on the low setting because I'm not sure how it's going to react to this particular material. I tried ironing on to this material before, and I've had issues in the past, so just want to make sure I don't have, I don't run into that issue again. So let me get this centered, and then we'll go ahead and get this ironed on. I think that looks good. It took me a second, and I had to remeasure it a few times, but I think I got it. So again, I'm going to use my Easy Mini Press at the low setting and start to iron this on to my notebook here. And keep on moving it. And then I'll do a test area and to see if it needs more heat. You don't want to lift this up because when it's not fully adhered, because what will happen is it will start to wrinkle up on you, and then it's just going to kind of give you that meshy look, if you will. So just be really careful and monitor your foil as you're trying to iron it on and lift up that carrier sheet. Just really take your time, do a little test area. In fact, if you want, you can always test the back and see how long it takes, how much heat. I really should have done that, but I am doing a craft late at night, and well, not super late, but late for me for the weekday, and I just wanted to get this done for my division meeting tomorrow. I'm probably the only person, maybe I'm not, but I feel like I'm the only person in my division that absolutely loves meetings. There was only one meeting at my college that I went to, a division meeting, where I did not like it because it was not a good day for all of us, and but other than that, I really do enjoy meetings. I like to know what's going on. I like the communication. Feel like you can communicate better in person than you can through an email. I like that our division comes together. We get to see each other because we're always so busy teaching and never really get the chance to get caught up at all. So it's really good to have a good division meeting. All right, I'm hoping that is going to be enough heat. So what I'll do is I'll flip it over to help draw out that heat, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. This was in the office area, supply area. There we go. Little folder back there. Obviously you could take it out if you don't want it in there. And it doesn't look like you have a place for your pencil, which is fine. You can just put it in right there. It'll be good to go. All right. So I'm going to let that cool down, and then we'll attempt to peel that up. All right, it has cooled down just a little bit, and it did not adhere on that side. I'm going to attempt to do this side. Okay, so we do have some success on one side, but not here. So I'm going to hit that heat press again. Let's try this again. I'm going to slowly peel it up. I don't want to have any lifting, so that did really good. Now for the bigger letter. That's doing pretty good. You know, I think, do I have lifting here? Yeah, I do have just a little bit here, so I'm going to hit that heat press. I'm going to hit that little area one more time. Hopefully it will adhere, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. It kind of wrinkled right in that area. Kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but so just be careful, like when you're lifting your curious sheet, you want to have that nice smooth look to it, and when you lift it, it does wrinkle a little bit. So that's, you know, the nature of it when you're trying to lift it up, unfortunately. Yeah, see, I have some lifting, but I'm going to try to get it off. Okay. Alright, well, it's never, you know, it's not going to be perfect, and there's just nothing you can do about that. Okay, I'm just going to hit my heat press in that area where I saw just a little bit of a bubbling in the middle of the R here, and then hit that area. Should be good to go. All right, it's going to take on also there's a little bit of a texture to it, so that part you cannot avoid, but overall I absolutely love it, and I love how the foil matches the clip here at the top. All right, what a great start to the project. I think we got quite a bit to do, so let's go ahead and move on to the next project. First one up is this acrylic desktop easel, and I am going to be using this for my work. And I found this in the office area. Really excited about using it just because sometimes I either am at lunch or I'm in class and students want to, you know, talk to me and I'm just not available to talk. So what I'm going to do is leave this outside of my office, and students can say, hey, I dropped by, would you mind calling me back, or, you know, whatever, or calling me, or whatever the case is. So I thought I would leave this as an opportunity for them to leave me a message. Okay, so it just comes with a little stand, and then of course the desktop easel. And let me get this out of the plastic bag here. So here we go, just goes in like so, and then it has a little bit of a dry erase marker, and it's just going to get set up like that. So with that being said, I have a blank, let me put this down so it doesn't lose focus, that we will be using. I'm using gold foil matte, and it's Cricut brand. I typically shy away from using this because it is such a thick adhesive vinyl and it's really hard to deal with. But what I did was first of all I used the setting for gold adhesive vinyl, not gold, but foil, I should say. And then I also put more pressure because I find that even though you use that correct setting, it still does not cut really well. And I found that if you put more pressure, it works really well. This font, I don't have font information because this is actually from Canva. Well, so I guess I do have font information, but it's not anything I can link. It's just found in Canva. So for those who are familiarized with Canva, when you click on text, there are like there are templates that you can use that already have fonts that are paired together. And just because I wasn't really finding any type of font that I liked in Design Space or the fonts that I had downloaded, so I just kind of went in Canva, checked the the templates that they had, so like the duos, the font duos, and found this really pretty design, or font, both fonts actually. So I had to change it a little bit, of course, with the placement of the word, because they had like these overlapped with each other. So I just went ahead and changed the placement to my liking, and then brought it into Design Space. So what I did is I saved it as an image. I downloaded it as an image or PNG file, and then for some reason I was trying to download it as a SVG, and it would not. I don't know. I don't know if they're just having an issue that night or what, but I could not get it to load correctly in Design Space. So I ended up having to load it up as an image and then just take out the negative spaces, and was good to go. So that is what I did. So this is actually just an image. So there's no way I could change it in Design Space. If I would have to change, you know, any type of wording, I would have to go into Canva and make those changes. So this is just really hard to weed when it comes to, so I'm trying to get my pin tool out and see if this helps these really small intricate cuts. But anyways, it's hard to weed out this type of foil, this type of vinyl with really small intricate cuts. Let me know if you guys like working with this. If I can, I would rather use iron-on foil. Way easier to deal with, but of course I can't iron on to the acrylic. And we're going to be using this one more time. We'll be using it here shortly. So let me get that. All right, let me get some transfer tape, and then we'll get this adhered to my blank. Now I realized I did not cover the whole vinyl here, only because I wanted this line to be, well, as straight as I can get it, right? And if I were to bring it down, it would mess with my eye, and I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to get those grids lined up straight, so that way it helps me with aligning it to the material that I'm putting it on, or the blank I'm putting on. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm gonna, well, you know what, I'm gonna really rub it on there. Let's go ahead and get this on to the transfer tape. Figured this was going to be a little bit of a challenge given the thickness of the material. Because if you guys ever worked with foil adhesive matte vinyl, you will learn that, or you would know, I should say, that it is really thick. I don't know why it's so thick, but it is, and it just makes it really challenging to work with. So of course, you know, every machine's built differently. I mean, they're all the same, but that doesn't mean they're built the same. The calibration might be different on my machine versus your machine. And so I would just say do a test cut and see how easy it was to weed. And then if it weeded just fine, then I would just use normal pressure. But if you had a little bit of a hard time, or you can almost feel like it's, you know, ripping, then I would put more pressure, because I've had that happen before. All right, just looking. I don't think there's any type of like covering for this. I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get this placed. Looks good to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that down really well. I didn't realize how, I thought this was more white than it was, but that's okay. I kind of like the fact that I didn't even open this up. I just decided, in fact, I was going to have gray vinyl on here, and then when I was going to bed the other night, I was thinking, you know what, I think it would be really pretty to do some gold on there. Well, good thing I did, because I feel like the gray would not look good feel like the gold looks really good. So happy that I made that change. Oh, I think that looks really good. It looks like it's supposed to be on there, right? Then you could just call me. I like that. And then again, I don't know if you guys can see it, but let me just try to tilt it for you so you can see a little bit better. And then again, it just goes in here and students can leave their, or whomever, faculty, staff, students, and then they can leave a message if my door's closed or whatever the case is, or I'm not there. All right, a great first craft. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. Right, I found this really pretty tumbler for my daughter, and I just loved the colors in this tumbler. I really like this mustard yellow and the bluish green color, and then the pinks as well. So what I did is I found 2 pieces of vinyl that I thought would match really well, and then I created an offset. So our blue slash, I don't know what color this is, but that's going to be our offset layer, and then this is going to be our layer that's on top. And I thought this was kind of screaming retro vibe, so I went ahead and found a font that I thought screamed retro. I feel like I was kind of against that style, and now I'm really digging it. I really do like the fact that we're kind of bringing back that groovy style. Michael's really is bringing that back with their Halloween decor, and so hey, why not, right? Why not join in on the fun? So I'm just cleaning it with some rubbing alcohol just to remove any dust, oils, debris, whatever the case is. This will help the vinyl adhere really well. Since this is drinkware, just make sure that you use permanent adhesive vinyl. And let me actually start with this one here and give it time to cure. Okay. Hopefully this is going to be, I think this might be big enough. But yeah, if you give it about 24 to 48, it's a little shy, but that's all right. If you give it a little bit of time to cure, it will last longer, at least in my opinion, it will last longer. So just kind of be mindful of that, especially with the, you know, you giving a gift to anybody, you want to give it, you know, give yourself time to make it and then let it sit in your craft room for a little bit. And then you can gift it because it does need time to cure. Put this on here. Now I don't have to worry about where her lips are going to go because the spout is at the top, so it doesn't matter where it's at. But if, you know, if you're drinking from the rim of the cup, just be mindful of placing that vinyl further down the cup, so that way you have room to sip from. You don't want to be putting your lips or mouth on the vinyl because it's not food safe. Also, be mindful of, you know, you can't, it's not microwave or dishwasher safe. Do I put it in the dishwasher? Yes, there for a while I was not. And then I realized, you know what, if it only lasts for a certain amount of time, I will redo it. I have plenty of vinyl. I have plenty of time. Well, I wouldn't say I have plenty of time, but I can get it done and get it, you know, get another decal on there, and chances are probably will be sick of the one I had on there anyway, so why not just let it go through the dishwasher, let it last for however long it will, which honestly some of the vinyl really does last a long time through the dishwasher. I put it on the top rack. I would never put it in the bottom rack at all, and works just fine. Now of course I would not recommend you telling that to someone that you're selling it to or gifting it, because you want to make sure that they do the best practices. So you could tell them do it at your own risk type thing, but yeah, that's what I do. Like I said, I used to hand wash it because I wanted my vinyl to last as long as it could, but again, I have a Cricut. It's not like I'm, you know, don't have any availability to the Cricut and to be able to redo it. And getting this skimmed, getting this scraped down. I do want to throw a little disclaimer. So at the time of recording this video, It is August, about towards the end of mid-August, and at the point of me recording this video, I have no idea when this video is going to get released. And because of that, some of these blanks may not be available. So, but I'm sure you can get inspired in some way when you find something similar to it. And the reason why I'm doing it ahead of time is because I need some of those things in the lineup today to be crafted with. I'm actually going to tilt it this way so I can see a little bit better, because I need it for my office, or I would have waited. So I do apologize for that. I hate that I get that much ahead, because who knows, this could be posted in January 2025. You know, I'm not sure. My schedule's pretty full of other stuff, and this was kind of like a bonus video for me to get done. But anyways, so I just want to kind of throw that out there and let you guys know that this was recorded a little early. I think that looks good. It might be, yeah, I like it. Okay. Originally I didn't have an offset with this, and went ahead and thought about it and thought that it needed some type of offset, because I thought maybe that would get lost with the design and not that the A would pop. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm really glad I did. And I like the fact that the yellow or the mustard color is a shiny color, because it really does stand out in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Before we move on to the next craft project, I forgot that I wanted to add this cute little chiffon ribbon to this, just to give it to it, have a little something on there. And of course I'll untie it when I have to put it in the dishwasher. But I thought it would be cute. I found this at Hobby Lobby. They had actually have a couple of different colors, but I thought that this chiffon ribbon color would match perfectly. Not so much with the vinyl, but really with the flowers. So what I'm going to do is, or I can do an offset. This would be really pretty. You know what? I think what I might do is I'll do, well, no, I'll do it with the original plan, because even having the green and the pink would match super cute as well. But I don't know if it's going to conflict with this green here. I think I'm overthinking it. So we'll just go with the original plan. Move that over here, and then let's get this weeded out. I thought it would be cute to go ahead and iron on a little something on her ribbon. Granted, it's in curve, so she'll, I mean, she can't read anyways, but I will just tell her it says, "I love you," or it just says "love you," actually. I'm gonna bring in my heat mat, and I'm gonna untie this. All right, so not sure about how long I want it to be. That was my heat press. It just went off. I just want to just tie it, so I don't need it to be too long. Okay, I think that's good. Bringing in my iron on. You know what? Let me preheat this real quick. And I'm doing medium setting. Probably should go a little lower since this is so sheer, but let me do that. And also, I'm going to bring in parchment paper. The one thing, this is the first time that I've ever ironed on chiffon, and I don't know, since it's very sheer, I don't know if it's going to iron onto the mat, and I don't want that to happen. So I am going to put parchment paper down, and that will prevent that from happening, right? To be honest, I started this video a little earlier, and then I had to come back later, and it's just my heat press cooling down. And then I went out and did some errands, and I found this ribbon, and then I thought it would be a really cute idea to go ahead and add it to this little cup. And again, you just gotta untie it before you put it in the wash, and you are good to go. Okay, I'm going to turn it around and just iron the back. Yeah, it doesn't look, oh, you know what? Maybe we don't want to do that. We'll do it like this. Okay, I think that's good. It really does not need a lot of heat. Remove it from my mat. And we have a few more iron-on projects, so I'm gonna leave my heat press out, but it's not on fabric, so you guys will see here in a moment. All right, gonna go ahead and peel that off of the chiffon ribbon, and voila, there you go. And there we go. Pull the side. I really do like it. I love how the chiffon ribbon really matches the flowers in the tumbler. Okay, now we can officially move on to the next craft project. All right, next in the lineup today are these mouse pads that I found. I absolutely love that they're faux leather and that they're this pinkish color. And I bought two because I need one for my craft room. I currently don't have one. And I also need one for my office. I actually talked to my IT guys and I said, really, how important are mouse pads? I feel like I've been operating without a mouse pad forever. I've never really had a problem, and that was my heat press that just went off. And they said, yeah, it's really good to have one. It keeps all that dirt and stuff like that from your table off of the little laser area where it's picking up the movement of your mouse. And so when I was shopping at Target trying to get some inspiration, I saw these and I thought, okay, yep, I really do like them and I might as well get them. And I think I want to say they weren't that expensive, so that's why I went ahead and bought two. One for my office. Now, my work does pay for that kind of stuff, but if we want something cute like that, you know, that's kind of on you of how, you know, if you want to spend the money on that type of thing. But I just went ahead and wrote the name of my program, or typed out the name of my program, Drafting Technology. You're going to see this again, something very similar to it. And then I did daily creations for my craft room. Thought that was pretty cute. And again, we're doing foil. That just seems to be the theme for my Target haul crafts. I don't know, just for some reason, gold really kind of just been my thing lately. Which is funny because I really don't care for, never did care for gold for the longest time. And now I'm seeing myself more and more use gold. I don't think I'll go crazy and make everything, you know, into gold. But just certain things, like I just think this would be paired really well with gold. You guys saw in the first craft that we used gold, and that was really pretty. So yeah, that is my thought process. So this is faux leather. I'm assuming it's going to adhere just fine to the mouse pad, but again, you always want to monitor your own project and making sure. I'm starting with low temperature just because I don't want to ruin my mouse pad. It is cork in the back, so I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference, but you never know. So I think I'll start with low, and if I need to bump it up, I can always bump it up, and hopefully it will be fine. And I'm going to also put down parchment paper to help protect the faux leather. So that is the plan for this craft in particular. So I'm just weeding out the final few middles, and then we should be good to go. Okay, let me take a look here. All right, I used my new favorite font, and oh yeah, that's gonna look really good. All right, let me get this cleaned up. We'll lint roll this, and we'll go ahead and iron it on. Bringing in my lint roller, just gonna hit that up really good. Just make sure there's no lint. Let's hit that up. Ooh, that came off pretty easily. Making sure there's no lint on the table either, because I don't want to accidentally adhere it in some crazy way, right? And then I'm going to bring in my parchment paper. Alrighty, then I need a pair of scissors because I need to cut this apart, because obviously one's going to go to one mouse pad and then the other one's going to the other mouse pad. So I just want to cut that off. And then I actually have this mouse here And what I'm going to do, I think I want to have it more so like this instead of like that, right? Yeah, so I actually have this ergonomic mouse because I actually have carpal tunnel really bad in both of my wrists. I ended up having surgery about 4 years ago, and they're so bad that when the surgeon did my surgery, he said, I'll see you in, I think, 5 to 10 years because they're that bad. Some of my nerves were not registering. So I now use that mouse, and I would highly recommend everyone to buy a mouse like that if you're on the computer quite often. I've been on it since birth, basically, and you know, for my job, you know, I got to be on the computer all the time, and I just found that it really is helpful to use that type of mouse. So I have one at work and I have one in here, and that mouse just basically takes pressure away from your wrist, your carpal. Alright, so let me get these centered and we will get it ironed on. I think I got that on there pretty good. Let me bring in my Easy mini press, and I'm just going to do constant movement for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to check it a little bit. You want to make sure with foil, the key is with using iron-on foil is you want it to cool it down completely and really monitor it, because if you lift it up too soon, it will wrinkle really quickly, and then you're going to have that wrinkled look to it, which actually could be kind of cool if you do it to all of your you know, your design, because then you can get that wrinkled look, a distressed look. That's pretty awesome. But you know, that's obviously not the look that I'm going for, so I'm going to just make sure that I'm really careful of not doing that. Okay, and making sure there was no warping or discoloration. So again, just checking, make sure everything is good to go. I think I didn't do too long, so I'm going to see how well that does while that's cooling down. I'm going to flip that over so that way it can help draw out that heat, and then I'm going to bring in my other one and get that all centered, and then we will reveal. Okay, I got the other one done. I'm going to go ahead and try to lift this one to see how well it did. It's definitely cooled down by now, and I'm just going to do a test area. Oh, looks like it's doing really good, but I'm still going to take it slow because I don't want to, you know, just in case there's an area that I didn't hit really well. Oh yeah. That looks freaking awesome, you guys. I am loving it. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to take this to work, and just gonna be, and it works good. I wonder, I'm looking at my computer right now, and even if my mouse hits the foil, it still works just fine. But look at that. Oh my goodness. I feel like these are good Christmas gifts. I work with a bunch of guys. I don't think they would like the gold foil, but that, or the pink. But still, that's pretty cool to do custom mouse pads. Maybe I should go back to see if they have like a cream color, something pretty neutral, and then I can put the name of their programs for our Christmas gift exchange. So, alright. This was a little bit warmer when I'm peeling it up, but it actually is doing just fine. Oh my goodness, you guys, come on. This is awesome. These would be fantastic gifts for anyone that uses the computer for work. You can just put their names on there. So, which I thought about putting Rachel Daly, but I thought it'd be kind of cute to put daily creations for my craft room because, yeah, why not, right? So there we go. These are going to be great custom gifts. So think about that for someone's birthday, Christmas, or just because. All right. Oh, I don't know. Should we continue? I mean, I think that I kind of hit my peak for this video, right? But all right, I guess we'll continue because I still have a lot more we got to do. All right, let's go move on. I found this magnetic eraser, and I thought that this would be awesome to have in my workspace either here or at work, probably more so at work because I have a couple, well, we just did one earlier, dry erase marker or dry erase boards, and I thought that this would be good to have as well. So let me get this out of the package. Wow, they really make you work for it, don't they? I'm just bringing in some rubbing alcohol to clean the surface off, and my desk apparently. And then we'll get this weeded out once again, since we're using foil, gold foil. We're just going to go ahead and keep on using that and use the gold foil for the eraser. And I just wrote down, I thought it was kind of funny, I just wrote down, oops. I thought that was kind of cute, right? And then let me get this weeded out. And, you know, I'm going to bring in my pin tool. I feel as though the pin tool just works really well when it comes to the foil adhesive. So that's what we're going to do for this one. This is a Tech Rat pin tool. Never really used it up until I started doing videos for them. And I can't use it. I love my weeding tool, but I will use it for stuff like this because it does make it a lot easier. And I will also use it for really small, intricate cuts like I was speaking to earlier. It really does make a difference in my mind, in my opinion. So anytime I have that, this is where I will bust it out. But any other time, I'm using my traditional weeding tool. And it's sometimes just easier just to bend it like this. Kind of like what you do for infusible, oops, hold on, what you do for infusible ink. Okay. Maybe I can't do it with this one, but let's try to approach it this way. Okay. Got a little bit of it lifted, so I'm going to come in with my weeding tool and get it that way. And I thought it would be kind of cute to do varsity letters, given that this is probably going to go into, go to my work. So I thought that would be kind of cute play on that. Again, I'm just going to bring in that transfer tape that I'm using on and off throughout this video, although I think this is probably going to be the last time that I'm going to be able to use it. Okay. Sometimes you just need to know when you're done using that transfer tape, right? Yeah, this is definitely done for. I think there's some lettering on here. Yep, I just want to make sure I have it right side up, because that will bother me, even though it's really hard to see. It's engraved into the eraser. And then let's get this. I don't think I took that into account when I was making or sizing this, just because I didn't want to open the box until I showed you guys. So I think I'm going to have to place it over it anyways, the little engraved part on the eraser from the manufacturer. Let me just bring it in closer with me. Sorry if you guys can't see it, but this is really tiny and it's beveled, so I got to make sure it's centered within those areas. Let's pull that up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, I absolutely love it. Look how cool that is. And again, you just erase it and there's a magnetic. I don't think that acrylic, let me see here. Yeah, that acrylic's not magnetic, so I can't show you guys. But I think you guys get the point. But oh my goodness, I love it. Just keeps on getting better and better. All right, y'all, I just obtained my first Stanley cup. I'm so excited to be using this. Again, I got it from the Target store, as all of these crafts are from the Target store. But here's my thing. So I thought it would be kind of cute to do a wrap down here. But then I was thinking the other night that it would be kind of neat to use this gold foil and put my monogram, even though I know we've seen the monogram before on one of the projects, but then I'm thinking, since this is silver, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the gold. So I think what we're gonna do before I weed all this out, because this is pretty intricate, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on here, and if it looks good, I will peel it up, and because this should be that hard to peel up, and I will do this one. So kind of have a backup plan, and I wasn't too sure if I was going to like the tone on tone with the design and everything, and that's why I went with this. But then I realized, oh, that's silver rim there, so I don't know. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this on this side. I'm going to stand it up just so I can see it a little bit better, because this is kind of hard to lay on my, I do have a tumbler cup holder, but I don't want to get it out just for this one project. So I think I'll just eye it up this way. So I apologize that you can't quite see it, but you will here in a moment. All right. I'm not going to burnish it greatly, because I will if I'm going to keep it on here. Oh, see, and it almost takes on that pink color. I don't know, maybe it's just me with the lighting in my area. Okay, I like that. I think that looks good. And to be honest, I probably will leave it. But what I'm going to do is, so I just found a floral design that I like. Here's the other thing why I don't want to do this. Because the cut is really intricate, and as I mentioned before, I might not even attempt this. I will wash my stuff and through the washer, and with intricate pieces, especially really thin pieces, it tends to peel up really fast. And I would imagine the same idea for hand washing it. So that's why I'm not too keen on this design, and that's what I was thinking. This is what was keeping me up. I was thinking that this is just not going to work the way I need it to work. And now that I see that gold on there, I think I just might stick with that and sit on it for a while and see if the gold and the silver, I hope my camera's not focusing on that, so I apologize if it was blurry. But anyway, if I find it, if it bothers me having the gold and the silver, I mean, I know you can mix them together, but for me, I gotta have it matching. Now, I could find silver adhesive matte foil, and that would be fine. That is an option. If that's your style, go for it. I actually really don't like silver metals, and here's why. I mean, I do for jewelry, and that's the only thing I like. I don't like, obviously you can tell I have silver jewelry, but I don't like gold jewelry, so that's kind of interesting. But I don't like anything else silver, or silver metal, because to me it just looks so unfinished. So like, for example, a car, I will never, unless I had to, I would never, my first pick would never be a silver car, just because to me it just looks like it still needs a paint job. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think that I'm probably not going to finish weeding this whole thing. And look at, see, it's just, I wonder what, yeah, I have no idea what vinyl this is, but, oh, goodness. Yeah, I think I just ruined it too. Let me get this part weeded out. Okay. I think what I'll do is just, because I was going to try to do the wrap all at once, but because I want to do a sample area, and you'll see that I'm not going to fully put the whole thing down. I'm just going to kind of see what it looks like, and then with just a little bit of an area put down, and then if I like it, I'll just continue transferring it, but if I don't, I'll just peel it up. And like I said, I don't think this is going to have any problem being peeled up. Okay, so again, I'm just going to focus on that area. Bringing in my transfer tape here. I'm going to cut that off because I don't need that. And then, okay, be really careful not to get the other, it's the same type of flower. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. Okay, bringing this in. You know what would be really pretty is a rose gold. That would be really pretty. Okay. Maybe I'll just put the whole thing down. Just see how that looks. It's okay. This is not going to be that hard to peel up. Okay, you know what? I probably need to trim this down. Oop, 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 oop. Alright, so I'm not going to put a lot of pressure down. I want super Cricut too. I mean, it's pretty. Well, let me just, because it's not wanting to stay down. Alright. Oh shoot. Well, see, I'm just doing a bad job because I can already tell you guys I don't like it. So there's that. I just think it cheapens it a little bit, right? Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Alright, I'm going to peel this up. See how easy that is. Alright, well, I guess I can save this for something else. So I'm going to leave that the way it is. I might read it off camera and then put it on something else. But I think that, let me just cut that off real quick. I think that this will be fine for now. And maybe when I have time or get the opportunity, I might get some silver vinyl. Silver matte foil and see how that works. But I mean, really, I do kind of like this gold. Let me know if you think I should switch to match this, or do you think it looks like it's supposed to be on there. You guys probably have seen this on my channel before, or in a different Target video. And what I did, in fact, let me bring it over here. I labeled all of them. I did video number 1, 2, and 3 because sometimes I have, you know, three videos that I'm going to be recording, and I just needed the vinyl to be separated. Well, I love this idea that I wanted to do more, but do more for card videos. They're just a poly document holders, and they're really durable, super inexpensive. Love the look to them. They're really pretty colors. We got this blue, this mint green, and this blush color. Now, I've mentioned in the past that I typically do videos. I typically do anywhere from 1 to 3 videos a weekend. And so you're probably wondering, well, since you already have video 1, 2, and 3, why do you need to do card video 1, 2, and 3? And mainly because sometimes I'm not going to be doing a card video that weekend, but I want to start putting the dies together and the card stocks that I'm going to be using. And so that is why I opted to do separate folders, because they may not be part of the main event for that weekend that I'll be recording, but just something I want to, or just a folder that I want to start gathering material in. That way I'm not doing it at the last minute, late at night, as I normally tend to craft, and this just makes the process just a little bit quicker for me. So I just went ahead and wrote down card video number 1, 2, and 3. And I'm also going to do them in different order in conjunction with the original folders for the card videos. Not the card videos, but the regular videos, only because I don't want to accidentally grab the pink, because I know the pink is #1, and I don't want to accidentally grab that when I'm actually grabbing for the card video. So I'm going to kind of do a reverse order, so that way I'm not having to really try to look to see which one. I know it seems kind of silly, but it's just kind of like my thought process. The flip side of that is, if you want consistency, then you might want to keep the same order, but I'm not really that concerned with that. Bringing in my transfer tape, I'm going to go ahead and get my transfer tape onto my vinyl. I'm trying to get it as straight as possible. Bringing in my scraper tool, I'm going to go ahead and get that all scraped down, and then I'll cut them apart. So this is a great idea, even for those who are not content creators. I would definitely maybe consider doing this if you like to kind of work on cutting out your vinyl and then crafting all at once. Just do that. You can say project number 1, or if you do it on weekends, you can do Friday projects, Saturday projects, Sunday projects, however you do your crafts. I used to be one of those. I'll cut the vinyl and then I do the project, so I never really waited until when I got all the projects all done, right? So that's all right. I am now, because I have a channel and that's just the way it is. Bringing in the pink ones. The pink one for my regular vinyl craft projects are this is #1, so now this is going to be #3. Okay. I love the white vinyl with the pastel colors. I think it's just so pretty. I never really got into pastels until I started watching, well, Beth Adilli's channel. I think we've all heard of her channel, and she was always into pastels and pinks, and amongst other channels, right? There's a lot of designers and creative content people, and they use pinks all the time. I mean, you guys know that at least my theme colors are navy blue and pink. I absolutely love pink. And although pink has changed for me throughout the years, it used to be always fuchsia pink, and then now I really like a blush pink. The pastels, for me, like I said, never got into it, and then I really started to get into it. I feel like it's becoming super popular these days, so that's what I did. And then I'm bringing these in, so they're kind of empty just because I don't have, I only have one video for this weekend as far as vinyl crafts are concerned. So there's video 1, 2, and 3, and then we have card video #1, 2, and 3. Of course, the only unfortunate part, I guess I could have done a little bit better on switching these now that I'm thinking about it. But it is what it is. So there they are, and I love these. These are great. They're very durable. So again, Target, and it was in their office supply area. Okay, let's get into the next one. Next one is this really pretty planner. I am so excited. So I have, actually if I have it, I do have it. Let me show you guys. All right, I have this little calendar kind of letting me know when videos are going to get posted, and then I have it broken down as far as like when I upload it and if it's created and edited and so on and so forth. And I would, instead of carrying 2 packets, as the other one I would need to turn into a notebook, so I thought it would be kind of cute just to push it in there and I can carry it like this, right? And what I like about this is I like the fact that you can add notes and you can organize for that month and all that fun stuff. So that is what we're going to do, and there's a bunch of space in the back to do notes, so really cute, right? So let's get this cut off here. Okay. Bringing in my parchment paper, because actually let's go ahead and weed this out. So I'm using gold foil to match numbering on the notebook. Plus, I feel like this would be a little bit less transparent, so you won't see those dots that would come through. At least that's my idea. Pretty sure I'll be right on that, but one may never know, right? Okay. So I just wrote down create in a really pretty font. It's a font called, I think it's called Gather. Really like it. I really love the R in that. Thought I would break it up. Normally I use brown sugar, the font name, and I thought it'd be kind of cute to do something a little different, right? Try to spice it up a little bit. All right, let me see. Okay, actually looks really good. Let's go ahead and carefully, and on the low setting, if I need to bump it up, I can always bump it up. And I'm gonna make sure that I do constant movement, probably for about 15 to 30 seconds. And again, as I mentioned before with iron-on, you want to make sure that you let it cool enough and peel it up very carefully, because if you peel it up too soon and it did not adhere, then the foil will then start to wrinkle. Alright, I think that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over to draw that heat out, and then I'm going to try to see if it's ready to be removed. That has cooled down quite a bit, and let's attempt to take this off. I'm going to be very careful not to scratch the notebook. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a close call. Oh, looks like it's doing really good. So it didn't take that long to adhere to the notebook. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love it. Yeah, I think that turned out super cute. And really it matches the 2024, or the 24 and the 25. It's a little bit more of a matte finish in comparison to this finish, but I just think in some respects it really just looks the same. Almost looks like it was part of the sorry, that was my phone. It almost looks like it's part of the design. The last iron-on for this video, we're going to do kind of what we did earlier in the video and add some foil to these notebooks. There are three, there's sugar paper and our stitch notebook. There are three assorted designs. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to use these to write my notes in when I'm creating my designs. I tend to, let me cut this off real quick. What I like to do is start to write down like where I got the file and the font, so that way when I'm ready to post, I'm not searching for that type of information. So we have three different type of styles, and it's relatively inexpensive, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. Now the idea, or what I would want to do was this this one, but I think that heart to me looks a little off-centered. I could be wrong, so I was thinking about switching to this one, but I'm going to stick with my original plan and see how I like it. So again, just like what we did earlier, I'm going to bring in my parchment paper, preheat it. Okay, and move that to the side. Bring in my weeding tool, and I'm going to go ahead and get this weeded. Alright folks, we gotta take a time out. I just realized I made a rookie mistake. This was supposed to get ironed on to this notebook, and this was supposed to get ironed because this one says creative schedule, and so create was supposed to be here, and this was supposed to, oh, I'm so bummed about that. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I just got excited to get this ironed on and see what it looks like, and just did not think 2 seconds about the fact that that did not belong there. I forgot that I did not have create for this notebook. It was creative schedule, so it's not going to make sense for this, right? Because it's, first of all, it's way too long. That'd be kind of cute. So let me think through this and see how I can, as part of me wants to put schedule We can put creative schedule here. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and iron this on here at the bottom. Even though it says create and then creative schedule, I'm okay with it. I'm going to do it anyways. And I'm going to recut this one and iron it on to this. Oh, I'm a little bummed. Now I got to deal with this mistake for a whole year. Oh my goodness. That's all right. It happens, right? It happens. There's not much I can do about that. Let me know what you would do. I mean, you could probably just leave it the way it is, and I may not just do that. Let me just cut this out. We'll get this ironed on, and we'll see if I like this. I cut it out, and we're going to get it ironed on. So, I mean, worst case, I can leave it there and let it say create. I don't have to add that creative schedule, but part of me still wants to add that. I was just kind of playing around with the location while I was getting this to cut out. It does not make sense to iron it on to this notebook, because the one I'm working on right now, only because it's not a schedule. It's just literally notes of the designs, right? So that's just not going to make sense. So my idea for this would be to, I like it over the heart, but for some reason this heart is also not reading in the center. I don't know, is it off centered? Let me measure that. Such a funky little heart. So it's 2.5, and then, yeah, so it's even off centered. It's, the heart is not even centered. But I think I purposely made the word create super large, so that way it could offset that heart a little bit. So that's at least the idea of why I did what I did. And that looks good. I'm gonna bring in my parchment paper, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this ironed on. Let me know in the comments section. At this point, when you guys will have seen this video, I would have already made my decision, but let me know if you agreed with it, or if you would have just, like, what you would have done. I think probably most of everyone probably would have just leave it alone and, you know, use creative schedule for something else, although I really don't have anything else for that to get ironed onto. So I guess worst case scenario, I can get just thrown away. I don't want to add too much heat just because of that material. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to bring this back. You know, I'm not liking that there, so it definitely is not going to, I like this down here. I can always put it back here, but then I don't like that. I'm just going to put it down here. I think it's going to be alright. It's worst case scenario, I just give this to somebody else who can handle it, and I'll just rebuy another one. But I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, do I want it? No, okay. Decision made. We'll just go ahead and just put it at the bottom, and I think that other than you all seeing this video, I don't think anyone else is gonna really see it and care that I did this. Alright. Let me just get that iron on real quick. I'm going to flip that over. We're going to kind of multitask here. I'm going to slowly peel back. I don't know if I gave this enough time. Oh, I did. Okay, perfect. I don't think, oh, you know what? Shoot. I see a little bit of lifting. I'm going to hit the heat press with that very carefully. You don't want to overdo it, because then it just won't look right. So I'm just going to run it through it one more time, and I think we should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of hard to see with the light hitting it, but I think you guys get the point. And because that heart's not centered, I really do think that adding the word create to this just really offsets it and doesn't really bother my eye, because it's almost like it's trying to play with the letter E. At least that's how I'm kind of incorporating it, or at least that's how I'm interpreting that. But yeah, that looks really good. And then once this gets full, I will have 2 more books to use and be able to, I don't know, I was going to use this one, but I'm not sure how I wanted to take, how I wanted to approach this one with already having words on there, but we'll figure it out when the time comes. And then this one's already, I'm gonna have to have something heavy sit on that because I don't want that to bend. And then let me carefully pull this up, making sure that there are no lifting anywhere on the vinyl. It doesn't take much heat, guys. I did lower setting and just did it real quick. All right, so a lot going on here with this one, but I think that it still works. Let me know. I think that it could have been just fine if I would have taken it off, or if I would have just left the word create on here, but I think it looks fine, right? And the only thing is they're two different, I'm not going to overthink it. It's done and over with. I will just accept it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section which one you would have done, and if you think this one looks good, even if this is not what you would have done. Okay, let's move on. Keeping on trend with the gold foil, we might as well just finish it. This is my last gold foil, the rest is not. So this is a wall pocket found at Target, and I need a little drop box for my office because students sometimes don't make it to class and they need to turn in their assignment, their drawings, and so a lot of times what they do is they shove it underneath my door, and then I don't know, and you know, when I'm not there, obviously, and I end up stepping over it. So I have a little drop box currently in my window in front of my office, but it broke, it fell. So when I was shopping, I was like, oh, that would be really good for my office. So that is why I picked that up. It's just acrylic wall pocket, and it has some hardware that you can screw into the wall, but mine's just gonna sit. Mine has like a little windowsill that it can sit on, along with that dry erase board. And goodness, I am having the worst time trying to get this peeled up. This vinyl is really making me earn my paycheck. Goodness. It took me a good hot minute to get that started. My goodness. All right. Yeah, see, that's why, in my opinion, you need really strong pressure, or just more pressure, when you're cutting this vinyl, just because it is thick and super hard. And this is more pressure. So imagine if I didn't. I wouldn't say you, because again, every machine's different, and also my blade probably, although, you know, this is not really a blade issue because I've had this issue with a new blade, and I've seen other content creators on their YouTube channel use this and struggled as well. Looks like that didn't get cut, or did it? So yeah, highly recommend using more pressure. But again, don't get mad at me if it cut through your mat, or the vinyl cut through the paper, the backer. Just do a sample cut and see how it works. And if it works, great. If not, you know that you need to do more pressure. So let me get that all scraped down. You know, the Stanley cup is sitting to the right of me, and I keep on looking at it, and I definitely think that this type of gold foil is the way to go, because it's really taking on that pink, and it really feels like it's just doing, it's kind of like a tone on tone. So I definitely am glad that I did that first, and I don't foresee myself changing it, although I'm looking at it and I do notice it's a little crooked, so I will be recutting it and reapplying it, and I'll do that off camera because I just noticed how crooked it is. It's just slightly just leaning towards the right. So I'll get that fixed. All right, bringing this over, let's go ahead and get this placed on to our wall pocket. Get that scraped down really good. I think I got that centered and somewhat straight. see. Well, all right. I might start ripping it. And there's some bubbles, but they'll work its way out eventually. Yeah, definitely have some. There we go. And now you can just go ahead and kind of push those bubbles out. I'm going to be careful you're not scraping the vinyl off of your acrylic or whatever you're putting it on, but sometimes poking little holes with a needle will take that little bubble out. But overall, I like how that, I'm sorry it's not showing up on camera really well, it's that glare, but you can kind of see it, right? So from the dollar spot, I found these stackable plastic storage containers. And how neat are they? I don't think it says really what it's for. I would have thought this was like for makeup or something like that, and you most certainly could use it for makeup, but I thought this would be a super cute idea for your craft room. And you can put little pieces in there, you know, just whatever random stuff that you want. It's very cute and on point, so I just thought this would be perfect for my craft room. And I'm just going to put on there bits and bobs because I'm not exactly sure what is going to go in there just yet. And I just like bits and bobs. I just like that little saying there. Don't laugh at me, please. Or laugh, I don't care. I can roll with the punches, if you will. But, so yeah, that is what I ended up doing. And again, in some white font. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have done some gold vinyl and just to kind of go on theme with today's video. So there might be a chance where I might take a pause and reprint that or recut it. You know what? The gold that I have does not match the handle, and that would bother me, so I'm not gonna do it. Now if I could use iron-on for this, then I most certainly would have done that because I feel like that would have matched, but oh well. Now I just went there today and they do have more of these stackable containers, and I'm just bringing in some rubbing alcohol to clean it, but I really just didn't think it was necessary. I had just purchased, in fact, I'm going to sneak something, don't hate me guys, I'm going to sneak something that is not, once again, that's not Target blanks. One's actually from Michael's, but I need to get it done, and I thought I would just throw it in here and sneak it in here just because it needs to get labeled. But I will show you something very similar to it, so that way you guys can get an idea of what the dollar spot has, or where you can find, you could probably find it somewhere else in the store. Okay, bringing this in. And there we go, we got ourselves a cute little label. And again, you can put, if you're into cards, you can put little embellishments in there. If you're not, you can put, let's see here, you can put little wooden letters, beads. Oh, beads would be a great idea. You could do like seasonal beads, like regular wooden beads. Tons of ideas that you can put in here. You can do, for example, let me bring this over here. In fact, this little container is from the Target, but you can put, if you guys have a bunch of the knives for your knife blades for your Cricut machine, you can put that in here. So there's tons of things that you could use this for your craft room. I have some random miscellaneous stuff that's in my craft room, so that's why I thought that it would be cute to have this on my craft table and just put it in there. All right, love it. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, I found these stackable, what do they call it? 2-drawer organizer, and they stack on each other like so. How neat is that? And the last one we got done. Now this one accidentally got adhered quicker than I really wanted it to be because it's sitting a little high. But you know, if it bothers me, I'll fix it. It's not like I can't take it off. See how it's sitting a little higher than, I mean, it's not that bad, but it's, to me it's noticeable. Here we go. We got, like I said, we got wood letters, and I'm gonna try to, let me see if I can put that underneath there. There we go. So we got wood letters, clothespins, we got buttons, and then we got miscellaneous. All right. Well, there we go. Okay, I'm loving this. I think this is going to be a great addition to my craft room. And what I love about this is you don't have to stack them. So if it ends up being too high or it just is not looking right, just take them off, and then there will be 4 separate ones next to each other. This dispenser with cutter in the dollar spot at Target, and I thought this was so necessary for my kitchen. And so you just slide it out, put your you know, your foil or your parchment paper, whatever, and then it has the nice little cutter. Although I am just now realizing it is missing this one. Okay, well, it's just the nature of the beast. Maybe I'll put foil on that side where it doesn't have the cutter, because that can be easily ripped without having a little cutter to go across it. Or you know what? I could put gallon size baggies in here. That could work, right? So I guess just be careful when you're picking your items up from the dollar section. I mean, really anywhere, right? You should always inspect it. But I had my daughter with me, so she was doing her best to distract me with the other stuff that she wanted. And so I guess I just didn't take the time to look, and that's my fault. That's all right. Although, really, it's quality control, right? They should have caught that. So I was going to bring in something that's not Target related, but I decided I am not going to bring it in, and I'll just save it for another video. Mainly because I really want to stick to just Target items, minus that chiffon that I couldn't help, but everything else is either from the Target dollar spot or it's from anywhere throughout the store. Alright, bringing this in, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Burnish that down. I'm really excited to bring in all the crafts that we've worked on in this video. I just think it's going to have, they're all going to look so cute together. While they're not going to be placed next to each other, it's going to be really cool to see all the projects come together. And I'm struggling trying to get this peeled up. My goodness, I was going to have to get my scraper or my weeding tool. But yeah, so I'm really excited. And this is actually laying down really well. Sometimes with this faux wood, it does not lay down on the wood really well. So this is actually doing pretty good. Pretty excited about that. Here we go, kitchen essentials. Love it. All right, well, let me know what you guys think of this one. And yeah, like I said, I'm just going to put the gallon size Ziploc bags in here, and then I'll just put, you know, some type of saran wrap or whatever the case is in this one, and then it will be part of the kitchen. Okay, well, that is the last one I have. Boy, did we do a lot today, a lot more than I anticipated, so which is great. I'm glad I got a lot of things off my checklist. That makes me feel so good. So let's bring in everything, and then I'm going to tell you which one my favorite craft is, and I can't wait to hear what your favorite craft project is. We did 16 projects, not 16 different, but 16 in total. And you guys, I think this is my best lineup I've had in a long time, in my opinion. I mean, you guys may disagree, and that's great, because if you find something else that you think was the best and I didn't think, then that makes you feel good because then you guys are really liking the content, right? But I just think this is the best lineup I've had, and I'm so excited about using everything that you guys see here, especially all my work stuff. I did this video, this one here, a few days ago before the night before I went to work because I had a meeting, and so I got this done, and let me tell you, it was a hit. Everyone loved it. So that is definitely going to be some Christmas gifts for some of my friends and family. I'm going to monogram, and I've already bought 2 of these when I went back today, and I'll be doing that for Christmas. So you're going to see this, and you're also going to see this again because I'm going to be putting monograms for both men and women for Christmas gifts. But overall, despite its challenges like this creative schedule and just, you know, everything else, I just think that everything turned out super cute, and I am just, I'm loving everything. So the question is, which one is my favorite? And I'm not going to go through everything just because, you know, that's going to take some time, and this video, I imagine it's going to be running pretty long, but which one's my favorite, I can't answer, honestly. They are all my favorite craft projects, but I guess, gosh, I can't. It's going to be tied between the mouse pads, this one that has my monogram on it, and this one. I don't know. I like this one, and I like that one, and I like this one, and I like that. So I don't know. But do me a favor, give me your top 3 of which one your favorite project is, and let me know if you're going to do any of those projects. And I will tell you, as I mentioned when I was crafting earlier, I did end up redoing this. It took me 3 tries, and finally the 3rd try I was like, I'm done. So I brought my husband in and I had him put this on here. So if it's not straight, blame my husband. Just kidding. But I did end up redoing this off camera, and I do think it's a little bit better than I originally had it. And hey, you might have thought it was fine, but it was definitely Cricut. At least for me, it was Cricut, so I ended up redoing that. And I love the fact that this gold foil, this matte finish, is taking on the color of like a rose gold. So yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, it's blending in really nicely. It's definitely not bothering me with this metallic, or this metal ring around the top of the cup here. So, all right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're gonna end up doing any of this. Well, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.